All freaking right. We are back in the car hitting chest. Get hyped. Don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe or whatever. Anyway, tonight we're freaking hitting chest. You guys excited? I'm excited. And while we're on the subject, what do you guys think about the most optimal training split? Right? Because it's kind of probably one of the main contentious issues in like lifting / gym culture, right? Is like, what's the most optimal split? And everyone will tell you you're wrong. Everyone thinks they're right and everyone thinks you're wrong. Obviously, you've got, I think the consensus in the science community at the moment is, what are they doing? Upper lower and push-pull legs, still kicking it. But I mean, for me, obviously I don't even know what my split's called. My split's quite similar to Lou Ferrigno. If you've ever he played the Hulk in that one movie. But he was a pretty cool bodybuilder from the 80s, I think. He's pretty cool. Give him a Google. Very smart guy. Very freaking smart guy. So anyway, I mean, if you don't know, my split is basically back, biceps, side delts, a little bit of rear delts, chest, side delts, calves, triceps, then quads and hamstrings, then a separate arm day, and also I normally do forearms on back day, then a rest day. So 4 days on, 1 day off. And for me, normally, that gives me enough time to be recovered while kind of hitting everything a decent amount of time, with the smaller muscle groups being hit more than twice a week and the larger ones being hit like basically twice a week, or because it's an asynchronous split. It's over 5 days rather than the 7 days. But I mean, the best split is the split that you enjoy doing, right? Like, obviously, let's say the bro split, the Arnold split, probably not the most optimal, right? You're kind of only hitting everything once per week. Because what do? They have their own shoulder day. Okay. Right? Probably not the most optimal. But again, if you love going to the gym and hitting your Arnold split, you're going to get more jacked than the guy who doesn't go to the gym at all, or the guy who sits around trying to work out the perfect split and doesn't actually end up doing the main components, which is lifting heavy, right? Or heavy. Lifting close to failure. You can use light weights as well. But I mean, the most important part is that you're trying to hit each muscle group as often as you can, while actually training it decently hard and close to failure with a decent amount of volume, and then having enough time to recover before your next session, right? And there's kind of two ways you can approach that. You can either go super high volume and relatively low intensity, or like the inverse. Because if you do super high intensity, you can't really do like an extreme amount of volume, because you just run out of oomph. Like, you get to the last sets and you're just kind of flinging the weight around, like you're not putting any actual real tension on the muscle. And then alternatively, if you're doing super high volume, you keep up that intensity throughout. So whichever approach suits you best. And I think the best approach is a mix, right? Now, obviously, I'm not going to say anything like shock the muscle, because we all know that's not real, right? But changing it up is not only good for mentally, like it's fun, but I mean, it's also good to expose all your tendons and everything to a slightly different way of doing things, right? I don't freaking know. And then the last thing about training splits is rest days, right? How many days should you be resting a week? Now, for me, 4 days on, 1 day off is like, that's like the limit. Like, occasionally I have to throw in an extra rest day because I'm so cooked. And especially when I'm dieting at the moment, throwing in an extra rest day, like maybe doing 3 on, 1 off, 1 on, 1 off, or even 4 on, 2 off, comes in handy, right? So I would say if you're natty and not on any gear, you should probably be taking at least 1 or maybe 2 rest days per week. But I mean, if you're training a lot lighter and you just love to get in the gym every day and, you know, go through it, maybe not push as hard, you can definitely get away without taking a rest day. But, you know, a lot of these guys who are going in the gym every single day and pushing it every single day, they're probably on gear, right? Because your body actually needs to recover. And obviously gear promotes that. Gear makes you recover faster, along with all the other benefits. But it comes with a whole host of downsides, so we're not going to freaking get into it, but stay natty. Obviously I'm natty. No freaking gear on this channel. Anyway, plan for chest, some kind of freaking fly to start with. I prefer doing a fly to start with after like a general shoulder warm up. Get my rotator cuffs moving, just because it kind of pre-exhausts the chest a little bit before I go into heavy pressing, because then I get heavy pressing to failure. I can use less total weight to still get the same extent to failure, which means, although it is fun to throw around some 40, 45 kilo dumbbells, what's that, like 90 pounds, 100 pounds? It gets to a point, right, where you're putting an unnecessary strain on your shoulders and your joints, and I would rather just not take the freaking risk, you know? For me, I've been there, done that. I've cooked my shoulders before, and I would rather just stay freaking safe, you know? Any freaking way, I will see you lifters in the gym. Right, ignore everything we said in the freaking car. We're starting with incline bench because everything else is full. I reckon 2 here is probably a little heavy, but we'll see how we go. Let's go down. It's too heavy. Alright, a bit lighter. I might do a drop set. We'll see how it goes. If it's the fans on the don't be open about the don't be there the talking this is all we know. In the hills is all we know. Don't go through the front door. It's low key and a nice joke. Y'all been down, she acting nice, so ooh, fucking right, ooh, had to catch a flight for the night show, ooh, let's get back to the girls, got us right, let's sip it like, I ain't got no time, though, only got one night, though, we can do it twice, though. Alright, I reckon we do 2 or 3 here.
Yeah, 2 more. We'll do 1 more at this weight, and then we'll drop.
Take my money. I can spoon, bro. That's what you haven't done that in a while. I'll do 2 more. I might do 17 food choice. Usually more level. Actually got it. If I did, I think I'm doing
Let's do some kind of press. I reckon we do 3 here, and we'll get an assisted one on the last one. Alright, so guys, I lucky forgot to record probably the best set. We did 1 more with dumbbells. I got a few assisted. It was pretty freaking sweet, but I forgot to record it. So too bad, so sad. I reckon we do 3 here, 3 or 4 here, and then we'll do maybe 1 more set of chest, and then some triceps. We might skip that to the triceps and put the chest at the end, but we'll see. Yeah, maybe 2 more. We'll go down a bit. Yeah, 1 more. Let's do one chest dip. Right, we're gonna do one here. Just body weight to burn out. And then we're gonna do push downs and then pullovers. And then we might be freaking done. Yeah. Yeah. No. That. Let's do some push downs. Two more. Maybe go down a bit.
Every time I do that pull down, every time I do anything when I'm pulling on, and it's like straight off
This is some pullovers. Right, I'm thinking probably 3 here. And then we'll maybe do one more chest. Something, probably like a cable crossover. Something like that. That changed my mind. We'll only do one more here. Whew. Yeah, we're not with that. Yeah, let's go post down. Alrighty, we're gonna do a freaking pump check, and then I'll do some carbs, but I won't film that, so I'll see you guys in the car. See you in the car.
All freaking right, let's get the frick out of here. Chest pretty solidly pumped. Not quite as good as back was yesterday, but that was a pretty solid lift. Now, I haven't done incline in a while. Actually, I haven't done any barbell benching in quite a while, so that's why the first set was kind of not what I would call perfectly ideal, but you know, it is what it is. Can't change it, can't fix anything. Maybe I went a bit heavy, but it's hard to know your strength when you're cutting. I'm gonna be honest. I've gotten to the point of the cut where, you know, some sessions are up, some sessions are down. It just is what it freaking is. You just gotta get in there and lift. You just gotta get in there and take a freaking lift. Also, I'm a bit disappointed. I forgot to click record on the third set of dumbbell incline bench. And that was probably the best set. I got an assisted one from one of my bros. And that was a pretty freaking sweet set. But you know, it doesn't really matter if I record it or not. It adds up to the pump. It adds up to the gains. So we're still getting jacked either way. Or actually, at the moment, we're getting peeled. Speaking of, I've got about 800 calories left today, and I am looking forward to a frickin' pizza. High fiber pizza base, so it's pretty low calorie. Chicken breast, cook that up in a pan. Just some pizza sauce. It's pretty low calorie, it's just tomato. It's basically just tomato sauce. Then red onion, jalapenos, mushroom, and some diced tomatoes. And that will be a pretty freaking sweet pizza. And then if I have any extra calories, we'll see. I'll probably, if I have any left over, they'll be only a small amount, so I'll probably have some fruit or something. Or maybe some fat-free ice cream, but we will frickin' see. We will frickin' see. Anyway, what was I going to talk about this ride? Oh yeah, we were talking about splits on the way here. And I think I was just talking about rest days. And what's important to take into consideration, right, is that whatever split you choose or you choose to be on, that's not like set in stone. It's not like you have to sign an agreement where it says, right, you're doing upper lower rest, upper lower rest. That's it. If you need a rest day, too bad, you have to wait. Or if you're doing push pull legs rest, upper lower, which I think is a common one, which is a pretty good split. Like, if you need a rest day, take a rest day, right? And inversely, if you get to the end of your push-pull legs and you've got a rest programmed and you wake up the day and you're like, well, I don't know, maybe you didn't push it as hard those 3 days. You're kind of chilling. How is it going to benefit you to take a day of rest that you really don't need, right? And obviously in this scenario, I'm saying you're hydrating well, you're getting your 8+ hours of sleep, you're doing your macros in the right way, that you're putting your carbs near your workout, you're consuming the right amount of protein, all that jazz, right? What's the benefit in taking a rest day when you don't need one, right? I would much rather space out my rest days where if I don't need one, I'm just not going to take it. And then if I need one, I'll throw it in. And this is more for like the moderate to advanced lifter, right? Your beginner lifters, I think it's really good to program in rest days and try and stick to that a lot harder, because you don't exactly know your body as well as you will if you continue with it. You don't know how hard to push yourself. You don't know how far away from failure you are, for example. One of the main things you get as you progress in the gym is you kind of understand like your ability to push, right? When you're a beginner, you can feel like you've gone all out, but you're like 10 reps in reserve or 10 reps away from failure. And you can't tell that because you're just so mentally fatigued and just fatigued in general because your body's not used to doing that movement or just pushing yourself in that way in general. But then when you're a moderate to advanced lifter, you kind of understand your body a bit better and get more in tune with what muscles you're actually using, how far away from failure you are versus like how just mentally fatigued you are. And you kind of get a better sense of, oh, I might actually need a rest day here, or I really don't need a rest day here. What's the point in taking one? But that's just my 2 cents. Tell me in the comments that I'm an idiot or something. I don't mind. Comments boost engagement. So I don't freaking care. Now, the other thing is, guy A, right? He's doing his exact programming that we talked about. He's locked into upper push-pull legs, push-pull legs, rest, upper lower, rest. And he's decided that that's all he's going to do, right? Guy B, on the other hand, he's a bit more flexible. And we're assuming both these... Thanks, Waze. We're assuming both of these guys are more in that moderate to advanced lifter stage, right? Guy A, say, I don't know, he does an extra hard leg day. He gets to lower. His legs are still cooked. Is he going to take another rest day? Well, he doesn't have it programmed. So maybe he doesn't take a rest day and then he has a bad lower day. He can't push as hard, which means then you're missing out on gains for that next period before your next leg day. And guy B says, hang on a minute, why would I do lower? I'm going to take an extra rest day. Or, even better, I'm feeling pretty recovered, but I need to bring up my forearms and shoulders. So I'm just going to chuck in a forearms and shoulders day. That's not very system draining, right? It's not hard to recover from forearms and shoulders, or even like arms or something. I'm going to throw that in and give legs another day to recover. And that's honestly what I like to do if I'm not beat up enough to take a rest day, but I kind of need to push my leg day back a bit because my legs are still fatigued, which happens time to time. Throw in a forearms and shoulder day. They're always going to recover. basically like within a day, then you get some extra stimulus on them. Bob's your freaking uncle, right? Anyway, I'm hungry. I'm sure you've got stuff to do. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.